Genos will finally increase your power. Has the demonic cyborg now reached a level similar to the cosmic Geru? But how will this be possible? Hello guys, welcome to the channel. In today's video, I will show you how Genos, the disciple of Saitama, will increase your power. So without further ado, click on the like button, subscribe to the channel, activate the bell, and let's go to this super video. Well guys, as we know, Genos, the S-Class hero whose codename is Demonic Cyborg, has a very clear goal in his journey. Genos searches for the mad cyborg that killed his family and destroyed the entire village where he lived. That's why, with the help of Dr. Casino Genos, he transformed his human body into something robotic. And in the midst of this quest for revenge, Genos ended up meeting Saitama. Witnessing the enormous power of the bald man, he decides to become his disciple, thus starting a journey to become stronger. Genos also becomes a hero under Saitama's influence. And from there, we see that in the various battles and adventures of Genos, he ends up having his body being partially destroyed. Often their legs and arms are completely torn off. And with each new appearance, Genos brings an improvement in its body, with arms, legs, and even more resistant and powerful cannons. However, as we know, in this last battle that took place in the manga against the Association of Monsters, Genos had their legs and arms ripped from their body. But after the future Saitama travels through time and merges with the past Saitama, Genos realizes that his sensei was holding a core identical to his in his hands. So the cyborg connects to this core, and because of that he can see the entire battle of Saitama against Geru, which took place in the alternative future. That's why Genos ends up knowing the whole truth, and even Saitama didn't have the memories of this other reality. That's why Genos guy is absorbing all that information, seeing the battle and the high power level of Saitama and Geru. Besides, of course, the secret Geru technique he passed to Saitama, the ability to travel in time. Genos may not have enough power to replicate this technique now, but surely knowing all these possibilities and events coming from his core, Genos can now improve to try to reach that level of power, or at least try to improve to get close to the level of Cosmic Geru and Saitama. So the demonic cyborg would certainly be the most powerful man machine in the history of One Punch Man. Basically now in this apse of history there are some cyborgs as powerful as Genos. This character, the Driving Knight, is a very mysterious cyborg, in addition to being very suspicious. Driving Knight by far is the character I trust the least in this story. He always seems to be up to something, in addition to not knowing what his past and true identity would be. In the story of the webcomic guys, he tells Genos that just like the demonic cyborg, he would be looking for the crazy cyborg, since his family would also have been destroyed by him or something. But this is all to convince Genos that Dr. Beaufoy, the scientist whose identity is known as the Hero S-Class Metal Knight, would be the real villain. It is likely that Beaufoy really is a villain. However, for me, Drive Knight is much more suspect, remembering that in the battle against the monster pool, it stopped communicating with the hero pool. So much so that the board thought that the Driving Knight would have been captured and defeated. However, he suddenly appears to fight the monster Cat Nyan, one of the monster executives. And after defeating him, we see that Drive Knight takes the body of Nyan still half alive and keeps it to carry out experiments. In addition to his fight against psychos fused with Orochi and also with some god power, Drive Knight ends up becoming Genos and merges momentarily with the demonic cyborg to increase his powers. This works for a while, but after the Drive Knight completes his objectives, he simply drops Genos into the air, reminding folks that Genos couldn't even move and was almost mortally damaged in the fusion with the Driving Knight, showing that the hero Drive Knight is a manipulator. He uses people and convinces them of whatever it takes to achieve his goals. And so even though he's a mighty cyborg hero, he really can be a secret villain. Other cyborgs we've seen in the One Punch Man story are the Machine Gods. These are a line of very powerful cyborgs, the first of which appears in the Monster Association saga. Being a cyborg god machine samurai, he ends up being defeated by Atomic Samurai. However, Before he could be destroyed, he fled in a more basic form, only to be defeated later. And the other God Machine cyborgs appear in the webcomic's history, one of them being a mirror god machine that is destroyed by Saitama. And the other machine gods are sent to kill Dr. Casino, the scientist who takes care of Genos. In this part of the story on the webcomic, Casino had already given Genos a robotic armor much superior to the previous ones. But as expected, it was destroyed in the battle against the machine gods. And on his deathbed, Dr. Casino ends up revealing to Genos that he would have another secret armor for the cyborg hero. But this would be the last version and Genos should use it wisely. And guys, the powers of this new version of Genos have not yet been revealed, but as far as we know, it will be the last version of the webcomic, since now Casino has died, and will no longer be able to update it. But based on the last chapter of the manga that was released, now Genos has 2 cores, one of them coming from the future. This extra core could be added to the Genos body, so that it doesn't overheat as easily. Or maybe guys, even being able to double the power of Genos. And since this nucleus had direct contact with the Geru who was under the god's influence, it could have a part of God's power still hidden in the object. Who knows? Maybe Genos would awaken a cosmic power like that of a Geru, or even be possessed by a god. Could this really happen? Comment there what you think about all this, and of course share this video with your friends who are fans of One Punch Man. Anyway, thanks for watching this video until the end. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to keep following the next videos. To the next.